Hey guys, it's Melissa here. Well, I hope that you are all doing well. As I was channeling for what I should be doing this podcast about today, you can probably still hear in my voice that I still do not feel great. And then I suddenly just got the message, you need to talk about people taking care of themselves so they don't sound like you. And it made me laugh a little bit. I thought, yeah, that's probably a good message. So I thought I would talk to you about self-care today and just reminding you. I know we've talked about it before, but it's always such a good message because we get on autopilot and we forget to take care of ourselves. It's like when we exercise, the person that I work out to is always telling us in the middle of the exercise, okay, breathe, don't forget to breathe. And as stupid as that sounds, like that she has to tell us that, it's true because you get in the middle of the exercise and you get so into it that you actually can forget to breathe, or at least your breathing becomes a lot more shallow and you're not taking deep breaths, and then your muscles are not getting the oxygen that they need in order to perform at their best level. Plus, it could also make you dizzy and pass out if you're not breathing. So she always reminds us in there, you need to breathe. So I thought today I'll be your daily reminder that you need to take care of yourselves. We are so busy in this day and age. And aside from just being busy, so many of you are caregivers to either children or to older parents or even just people in the community. I know so many people who are constantly on the go because they're doing things for the community, and they're amazing people. And I don't know how they all do it sometimes, and I look at them and I think, oh my gosh, how do they have all of that energy? And I think of even older people in our community who just go out and are constantly, like, they're busier than I am, just doing different things for different organizations and for people. It's so great that there are people out there doing that, and I'm sure that many of you, my loyal listeners, are people who do that too, because I just know the type of people who listen to my podcast. The thing about that is, as great as it is to be everything to everyone, we can end up becoming very drained. I know that my illness is partially due to allergies because we have a very, very high mold count right now. And I've never really known what it is I was allergic to, but I'm assuming it's mold because the count has been super high this week. And like I said, you can hear it. It's all like congestion with me. It's so weird because normally if I experience allergies, it's usually my eyes are dry and itchy and I just get allergy eye drops and no big deal, right? Because they help. Not this time. So part of me thinks it's allergies. It could also be ascension symptoms too, like flu-like symptoms. That could be that too, but I'm not exactly sure. I just know that I kind of sound like death warmed over, and I feel bad for my students because I'm coughing and hacking all day because of all of the drainage. I feel bad. But the important thing is that I am trying to do little things here and there to take care of myself, to get myself back on the mend. I've been making sure that I get plenty of sleep at night, trying to get to bed at a decent hour and making sure I get at least 8 hours of sleep a night, which is not always easy to do. I'm also making sure that I'm taking vitamins, and I have essential oils, and I take On Guard, and I'm taking a bunch of other essential oils and running the Breathe through the diffuser and doing all of these things. I like reading up on everything I can about what can I do to help with these allergies. And I'm finding out a lot of interesting things about it, for sure. But one of the things that I know I have not been doing so well lately is with self-care. I keep a pretty busy schedule. I work every day. I teach. And I leave from my job at like 5:45 in the morning, and I get home around 3:30, 4:30 if I have meetings. I usually have a meeting at least once or twice a week. And then I will sometimes have sessions after work. I do the Facebook Live. I record my podcast, but I love it all. Like, I'm not complaining one bit, because I would go at 2,000 miles per hour if someone let me. Like, if my body was able to keep up, I would go that fast. I don't know. I'm like, always have to be busy, and I've always been that way. I'm not happy unless I have 50,000 things going on at one time. So that's just how I am. I don't know. And I've always been that way. And I've got new projects going on, and, recording new meditations and different things. And I want to record even more meditations, but I'm waiting until my voice does not crack. And I'm imagining that as you're sitting there trying to listen to my guided meditation and getting very comfortable, me coughing in the middle of it would not be a good thing. You'd probably have a heart attack, because you would not be expecting my cough in the middle of it. So I'm trying to get better before I start recording more of those. But I do have a few online that you can purchase. We had a week off for spring break, and it flew by. And I realized, even though I did try to take time out and do some things that were self-care, I still didn't do the things that I wanted to do, because we got a new puppy, and she's amazing. We love Nala. But all week then I was, no, Nala, get out of that, Nala. Yes, Nala. No, you have to go outside. Okay, we have to take you outside, Nala. It was just constant, right? And she did not want to sleep in, because when my family got up, because they all still had to work this week, or last week, when they got up to go to work, they would put her in the crate, and somehow she knew that I was still home and would bark her head off. So I wasn't able to sleep in during the entire week of spring break, because she was not having it. She wanted me to play. She was ready for me to get up, go outside with her. So, that's what we did. And I spent a lot of time doing that. I spent time working on a course that I'm working on. I did a lot of things. And I did go get a massage, which was amazing. And I thought to myself, you need to do that way more often, for sure. But there are a lot of things that we could be doing for ourselves daily. And many of us simply think we don't have the time, or we think, yeah, I'll get to that. And yeah, I'll get to that happens at around 10:30 at night or 11 at night, when you're trying to go to bed and it's too late, because you're thinking, I've got to go to bed. It's almost like I'm a mind reader. Like, I know how you guys are. I know, I do the same thing myself. It's like, okay, I've got to spend some time to do this, and then that time just never shows up. It has to be a thing where you make time. And you may even have to set a reminder on your phone, and I've gotten to where I do that lately. I used to be really, really good about every day doing a podcast, and I would never forget. And then not too long ago, excuse me, I just woke up in the dead of the middle of the night, and like a cold sweat. I was like, oh, I didn't record a podcast. So I had to do it at like midnight. And I was already asleep for a while, and I had to wake up and do it. And I never do that. Like, I always remember. So now I've gotten to be like the set my phone reminder queen, because everything has to be reminded. I'm just so busy. So sometimes it might even be that you have to set a reminder on your phone for self-care. And something that someone suggested, and I absolutely loved this idea, and I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to look into this. I was looking at different mantras, because I'm building vision boards, and I have different vision boards on Pinterest. I have one that is simply a career vision board, and it's all like motivational quotes about my career choice in writing and teaching and all these different things. And it's things to motivate me there, and things that I want to see in my career, in the future. And I have one that is strictly my beach homes, all the ones I want to see in my future, right? And it definitely helps me to imagine what my future home is going to look like. So I have all these homes that have beautiful beach views. So I've created that one. And then I decided, I have a few more, that I wanted to create one just specifically for mantras, things that I want to make sure that I look at some point every day, and that I tell myself at some point every day. And I told you that I use the one, the universe is working on my behalf behind the scenes to bring me what's for my highest good. I use that one. And I use several others, but I just thought, okay, I need to find some new mantras that really resonate with me, that really apply to my life and what I want to see in the future, and I need to do this every day. So I created a whole board for this, and then I came across a blog post by a woman who said what she does is she sets a timer in her phone, but in that timer, and she sets it up like once every day, like every morning at the same time. And when it goes off, it pulls up this mantra that she should say to herself at that time, which I thought was great. I would love that. We need to develop some type of program that, like when you get a Facebook message or an Instagram message or post or something, that it alerts you to that. We need something, and I'm sure there's something out there, I just haven't looked, that alerts you every morning to your new mantra that you just need to say to yourself, or this is what you need to say to yourself for the day. But what really stuck out about that for me was, setting your intentions for the day and taking the time to set the kind of day you're going to have. And I know I've talked about it before, but really, really doing this. And what I want you to think about is, what would it take for you to have the most amazing day? Like, what do you want to see in your day? Because that's what you need to be focused on in your morning and starting your routine. So if you want to see money coming in during the day, if that would make it an amazing day for you, you need to say a couple of mantras that are revolved around money. If you want to see love coming your way during the day, you need to start saying a few mantras that revolve around love. Whatever it is, if you want self-confidence, you want to feel good about yourself, whatever you want to see and whatever you want your day to be like. And it could be a little bit of all of it, because wouldn't a little bit of all of that be amazing? It would be amazing if you found the love of your life who brought you $1 million and told you how amazing you were. That would be so awesome. We got to work on that, universe, right? We all need that. But really, you can set the tone for your day by thinking about what you want to see for that day. And what are the things that you're going to do to make yourself happy enough that those things could show up for you? Because we've talked about how this is all a vibration. And it is. You are getting an alignment with Source. And obviously, Source energy is a very high vibrating energy. So if you're going to get an alignment with Source energy, and if you're going to be co-creating with Source, your energy has to be high too. So in order to do that, you've got to make sure that you're taking the time out every day to raise your energy, to set your intentions for the day so that it's going to be a good day. And I swear this works. It really, really does. But it's also a part of self-care, because when you're taking the time to talk to the universe and say, okay, this is the kind of day I want to have. This is what I'm going to do to ensure it's the kind of day I'm going to have. Let's work together. Let's co-create and make this beautiful day. When your day goes much smoother and when you see all these wonderful things coming in, you're going to feel a lot better. So that is part of self-care, is making sure that your needs are being met. And we're doing that by ensuring that we're going to have a good day. And we're setting the tone for our day. So some people like to listen to music in the morning because it's very uplifting. I love music, and I have a long drive to work. So for me, music is amazing because, one song can take you from any mood. You can be just at a normal mood and a song can come on, and it could be a song that reminds you of someone that you loved that's no longer here, and it can make you feel sad and melancholy. You can be listening to a song that comes on that reminds you of a breakup, and it can make you feel very sad. Or you can be listening to a song that comes on and all of a sudden you just start singing along and you're feeling so good because you're having a great time. Saturday, my sister and I had to go to a chicken and beer dance because it was a fundraiser for a young girl who is battling breast cancer right now. And first of all, it was amazing just to see the outpouring of support she had. There were over 500 people there. But it was at a hall and they had a DJ. And normally, I love to dance, but in public, I'm a little shy about it because I'm always afraid that I look stupid when I'm dancing. But this Saturday, the music came on and I just said to my sister, I'm like, we need to get out there and dance. And he was playing music from the 90s, which is when we were in high school, which is the music we loved. He was playing music from the 80s, which of course we love too. And even current music, dance music, you could, Bruno Mars, everything. So he just had a very wide variety of music. And I think we were out on that dance floor the entire night. We had so much fun. And I remember saying to myself at one point in the night, thank you, universe, for not allowing my ego to get in the way and not allowing me to get up and dance because I was afraid people might be looking at me and, staring. I said, bring it. If they stare, great. I'm going to give them a show. I'm going to be out there dancing and having a great time. And, I think that our energy attracts people, and people were smiling. It's like they see other people out there having a great time and they're smiling too. And we were having so much fun. And that was better than any workout I've ever done because I think I burned more calories that night. And my sister said, well, we really need to do that more often. I said, yes, we do. We really need to do that more often. It was so fun. So just enjoying life is another great way to set the mood and for self-care. So if dancing in the car on your way to work is going to cause you to have an awesome day, do it. And do not give a care who's watching you from the car next to you. You know what? So what? Those people are rude if they're staring at you anyway. Give them something to watch. That's what I say. Let them stare at you. Give them something to talk about. Have fun. Make your travel to work a place where you enjoy it. Like you look forward to getting into your car because you're going to rock out to some music that you love and you've got your favorite playlist. Like take the time to make a playlist that you absolutely love and is going to put you in the day, put you in the mood to just rock your day. You know what I mean? You're going to have a fantastic day and there's no way anybody's going to come in and make you feel bad because it's too late. You're already in this fabulous mood and it's too bad if somebody else is not because they're going to have to rise up to meet your level. You're not having it because you started your day off in an awesome way. So whatever it takes for that. Does it take going to Starbucks once in a while to start your day off with your favorite coffee just so you can treat yourself? Or do you do that every day? I don't know. Do it. Do it. I do that once a week. We have late-in Wednesday, so I have a little more time in the morning. I go by Starbucks and I love the green tea lattes and I also love the flat whites. And I'll get one of those and then on my way to work, I'm always finished with it by the time I get to work. But my whole drive was great because I had awesome coffee and usually something great that I'm listening to. I love listening to uplifting things too. Like if there's a good TED Talk or, I have unlimited data luckily, so I can do that. But there's a lot of podcasts out there that are awesome and uplifting. I know of one. I can think of at least one that's pretty good. But anyway, there's so many great podcasts out there. So you can find uplifting things every morning that make your day. Podcasts are a way for me too sometimes to just get out of my own head and listen to somebody else. And it's great. I love it. Excuse me, I will be so happy when this cough is gone. I will be jumping for joy. I have to sing in 2 weeks at my cousin's wedding, and I really hope it's gone by then. So I'm sure that my cousin really hopes that too, because it is no music, all a cappella, and I'm a little terrified at that thought. So, sorry, I had to take a quick drink of coffee. So, do something that sets your day. It sets the tone for your day. What could that be? What are you going to do in the morning that's going to make you have the best day? Are you going to do a mantra? Are you going to do a quick 5-minute meditation? Are you going to listen to some awesome music? Are you going to listen to a motivational speaker? There's so many awesome things out there. I love YouTube. It is amazing to me. I know there are people who use it for bad reasons, but there's so much good stuff on YouTube. Especially as a teacher, we love it because we can find things. For me, I can find authentic German stuff that I can show in my classroom, so that's always great. But I love it because I can find inspirational quotes. I can find people who are talking about a topic that I'm interested in. I can learn more about it. I can find quick little mantras and meditations that I can do while I'm driving to work, and I can do tappings. I mean, whatever I need to do. And every day might be different for you. You may not do the same thing every day because even though I'm somewhat a creature of habit because I'm a Taurus and I'm kind of stubborn, a little stubborn. And I'm one of those people, like, I get my coffee ready the night before, I have my lunch packed the night before, I have my clothes picked out the night before. I seriously do all of that. It's just what I do and what I've always done. And I feel like I'm not prepared if I have to get up in the morning and do it. It's like if I forget to make my coffee the night before, oh my goodness, it throws everything off for me, which is crazy, but it does. But even though I do the same thing as far as getting ready for work the night before, I don't necessarily do the same thing every morning. I do get my coffee and I get ready, but I might listen to a meditation one morning. I might listen to, excuse me, I might listen to a mantra the next morning. I do something different each day because for me, that kind of thing, I don't like doing the same thing over and over again. And also, like exercise routines, I don't like doing the same thing over and over again, which is weird. When I used to do Zumba, there were certain things that I did like the same routine over and over. But I guess that's different because it's dancing and you have to actually know what you're doing and kind of memorize the steps. So for that, I really needed to actually know what I was doing. But for other exercise, I don't want to do the same routine every day. Like, I don't want to do arms every day. I don't want to do legs I switch it up. I do arms one day, I do abs one day, I do legs. I try to vary it so I'm not getting bored with what I do. And I don't want my body to get bored and also get used to what I'm doing and then say, okay, well, we're not going to change anymore because you're doing the same thing over and over again. So that muscle memory, doesn't kick in and say, okay, well, we're not going to have any change here because you just keep doing the same exercises over again. So vary it up, make it your own, make it unique. What is it that's going to make you happy and start your day off right? Is it listening to a podcast? Is it saying a prayer? Is it doing a mantra? And it could be multiple things. You might wake up. I know what I do is before I even get out of bed, I do my gratitude. I do the things that I'm grateful for having. And we laugh about this, but always one of them is, I'm so grateful that I have this nice cozy bed that I'm really having a hard time getting out of right now. I'm not a morning person really by nature. Like, I would rather sleep in, but I don't have a career that allows me to do that. So that's one of my mantras. Like, before I even get out of bed, I do my gratitude. What am I grateful for? And then I get up and I get dressed, and then I will turn on something to listen to. Like, it could be a YouTube video that I've been listening a lot to Esther Hicks. She channels the Tribe of Abraham. And that's where I'm getting a lot of the energy vibration messages, which I find so interesting, and it really resonates whenever I listen to that. So I've been listening to a lot of that and how to, even though I've already done a lot of mindset change things, I'm trying to work on that even more because I really, really want my life to be in such a place that nothing shakes me, nothing. And I'm not quite there yet. If things happen to me, I still have that 5 seconds of, that feeling of, oh, what's this going to do to me now? And I want to get to the point where I don't even feel that anymore, where I just know, like, it doesn't matter. It's going to be fine. And, I had a moment that allowed me to test myself this weekend. We are building a fence. and putting in flooring because of the new puppy. And I went to this hardware store and ordered all of the hardware for it. My contractor, he said, just go get all of this stuff. Here's the list of what you need and go do it and have it delivered. And I didn't have a big truck to be able to get everything back, so I was going to have to pay to have it delivered, which is no big deal. So we order everything. That seemed to go fairly smoothly. And then the delivery came Saturday. That also went pretty smoothly. And then the contractor came to start working on it. And he said, we're short lumber. We're going to be short a lot of materials. Like, it's not all here. And so my first instinct was, oh my gosh, and at first I really didn't panic because I thought, okay, well, they'll just have to, I'm going to have to get a hold of somebody. And then he said, well, go look at your order. And they didn't order the right things. And what happened was I handed the salesperson my phone and just said, here's the list. Here's what I need. Just look at this. And I have the iPhone and it just goes off every now and then. And it has face recognition. So you have to put your face there and to get the screen back. And I kept having to do that. And when I was doing that, he was scrolling to I had another set of measurements for something else, and he was scrolling to the wrong measurements. And I didn't know that. So he ordered totally the wrong things. Not even just in the amount of woods, but also the type of screws he ordered were drywall screws and instead of deck screws, so those wouldn't even have lasted a whole year. And I had to call the company. And my first initial reaction was, oh my gosh, this is a nightmare. This is a mess. This is going to be a mess. But then I said to myself, okay, no, it's not. It's not going to be difficult. I need them to cover the delivery because it's not my fault that this guy ordered the wrong things. So, angels take care of that. I need you to go in and take care of that and make this as smooth as possible. And it was. They went in, they corrected all the order. And everything worked out, fine because he said, well, we'll deliver it for free because, it was our mistake. So it ended up being okay. And I did not get too upset. But like I said, I want to get to the point where I don't even get phased at all. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm close. I think. And the other cool thing was, though, that we had ordered a grill. And the grill we ordered was a display model, and they didn't tell us that. And so whenever they called about the delivery, the guy said, well, the grill that you ordered is already assembled, and we have a flatbed truck, so we can't deliver it. Can you come pick that up? And I said, well, if I could have come picked it up, I would have picked everything else up too. I wouldn't have needed delivery. I don't own a truck, and I'd need several days to find somebody who did. And he said, okay, never mind. Give me a minute, I'll call you back. So then he calls back. He said, well, I talked to my manager, and we have a nicer grill. It's more expensive, but we're going to give it to you for the same price because, you didn't know that was the floor model. I was like, oh, wow, okay. Thank you, universe. Yeah, that's amazing. I'll take it. So, things work out when you have the right attitude. So we can determine the kind of day we want to set, and that's a big part of self-care. And then when you come home in the evening too, relax. Take some kind of time to relax in whatever it is that is going to make you feel better. Meditation for sure. Now that the weather is getting warmer, you can go out for a walk in nature. But sometimes just sitting on the couch and watching your favorite TV show and laughing is also self-care because you're just letting go. Laughter relieves stress. It releases endorphins. It makes you feel good. Going out to dinner with a friend and laughing and talking. Going dancing with your sister is awesome. That also releases endorphins. So find some time to take care of you. Maybe do some yoga or to work out. Do something. And it doesn't have to be like a long hour thing. These workouts that I do are only a half an hour long, and some of them are only 10 minutes long if you only want to do 10 minutes a day. I mean, at least it's something, and it's giving you some time. Take a hot bath and unwind. put some essential oils in your water or run a diffuser as you're taking your bath. Listen to relaxing music. So many things you can do just to take care of yourself, but definitely make sure that you are taking time, getting plenty of sleep, eating properly. Sometimes when you get so busy, you don't even eat enough. Make sure that you're eating and nourishing your body, and don't deprive yourself either. Every now and then it's good to have a nice piece of chocolate or a dessert. And if it's dark chocolate, it's got a lot of antioxidants in it, so it's good for you anyway, right? It's pretty much a vegetable is what I tell myself, right? Because it's a bean, right? It's cocoa bean. It comes on a tree. It's got to be good for you in there somewhere. But don't deprive yourself. Just enjoy your life. Really just enjoy your life, and take time to make sure that you're enjoying each moment, that you're not so focused on 20 minutes from now that you're not enjoying the here and now, and taking the time every morning and every evening just to set the kind of day you want to have. And in the evening, you're setting the kind of sleep you want to have, right? Because when we have restless sleep and we have constantly things on our mind, it's because we haven't taken the time to properly unwind in the evening. If you're having trouble sleeping, you need to be doing some meditations before you go to sleep, or yoga, or something that's going to relax you. Because what's happening usually is that our brains are on overload and we can't shut them off. And so we're not relaxing enough to get really good sleep. So if you can find a way to totally relax, then you will get a much, much better night's sleep. And if you haven't already signed up to subscribe to my website, if you do that, you get a free morning and evening meditation from me, and they're only like 3 to 5 minutes long. And you can listen to them right before you go to bed. And you don't need to worry about falling asleep as you listen to them. That's okay. It's all right if you fall asleep. That's the purpose, right? It's still going to help you even if you sleep through it. All right, guys. So I sort of took this all over the place today, I feel like, but I feel like it was all messages people needed to hear. All right. So the card that I pulled for you, because I wanted to pull a card before I said goodbye today, it is from the Butterfly Oracle card deck by Doreen Virtue. And I love that because the blue butterfly is very symbolic for me. It's all about excuse me. It's about transformation and the huge changes that I've made for the better in my life, and how grateful I am that I have done that. So what I didn't realize was 2 cards stuck together. So you've got 2 here. The first one says, take the next step now. I want to read the extended because this is a fairly new deck for me. Take the next step now. It says, if you feel stalled or stuck, this card is offering a solution. It's time to take action. Even a small step in the direction of your vision will help you feel a sense of progress and hope. You already know what the next step is, as your heart is leading you there. Imagine what you would do if you had unlimited time, finances, and energy. This is your answer. As you step into the world of the unlimited, your resources come to you exactly as you need them, provided that you listen to and follow your inner wisdom. Remember that you will never be asked to do anything that could harm you or a loved one, as your divine guidance is conversation of love. And additional meanings can be to take a leap of faith, break your goals down into baby steps, and focus on today instead of looking too far down the road. And that kind of is in line with what we were talking about earlier. I said, don't get ahead of yourself. Don't try to be thinking about the next 20 minutes. Just think about the here and now. And so if you're thinking about some kind of project you want to do or some new direction that you want to go in, don't try to over forecast what's going to happen. Just take a step back, take a breath, and then try to take each step as it comes. And your next card was volunteer. And I have to find volunteer. It says sometimes volunteer work is the best method of effecting change related to an issue that you're passionate about, and also of exploring a new potential career and meeting like-minded friends. This card is guiding you to volunteer in a way that is meaningful for you. Remember that when you give, you also receive. You can't outgive the universe. Excuse me. So additional meanings are donate items, help a person in need, volunteer to be on a committee, pray for God to assign you where you're most needed, and then the volunteer state, Tennessee. Very interesting. All right. So I hope that you all are taking time each day to take care of yourselves, starting your morning off the right way, ending your evenings the right way, living the best life you can live, because really that's what it's all about. Life should not be a struggle. It should not be hard. It should not be sad. It should not be any of those things. Life should be joyful. And it's only when we start focusing on the wrong things that we start not feeling the joy and we start feeling other emotions that are not so joyous. So keep yourself focused on the positive, on the good things, on the gratitude, starting and ending each day with those things. And I promise you, you're going to start seeing a much, much better reality, because we are creating our own realities. We really are. With our thoughts, with our actions and deeds, we are creating our reality. So if the reality that you are currently seeing is not the reality you want to see, and it's not the reality that you would love, then you need to change you. It all has to do with you. It's not the people around you, it's you. It all starts from within. It starts by changing your mindset. It starts by changing your behavior, by getting into the habit of positivity, gratitude, working on yourself, all of those things. So I would encourage you to take a look at yourself. If you're feeling like this is not the universe I want to see, this is not the reality that I was envisioning for my future, how can you get started on changing that? And if you're stuck and you need help, contact me. We can do a coaching session to get you back on the right track. We can do a Reiki session if you're feeling just stuck and blocked. We can clear those energy chakras. And even in just a regular Reiki session, even though you might think, well, that's a healing session, and I'm not sick, I start every session by tapping into your energy and telling you what's going on with you. And from there, we find the best possible treatment for you. So it's not just a physical thing. It really isn't. Reiki is all about energy. So it's emotional and physical and spiritual. It's all of those things. So if you're thinking like, oh, I don't have any physical illness, therefore Reiki's not for me, then you'd be mistaken. Because it's all of those things. It's spiritual, it's emotional, it's physical. All right, so take time to yourself. If you need some meditations, I've got some for sale, $11 and $12 on my website, so take a look at those. There's a chakra healing meditation, a cord cutting meditation, peaceful garden meditation. Like I said, I want to start adding some more, but I want to wait until I'm not coughing into the microphone or I'm not, having a scratchy voice. I'd really rather my voice be a little more soothing than that. As always, if you like this podcast, please share it with others so that we can spread the light and spread love to others who may need it. And don't forget to join me on my Facebook Lives, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Central, on my Facebook page, which the link to my Facebook page is in the description box. If you ever have any questions or concerns, questions about any services I offer or about the podcast or anything really, you can drop me a line, drop me a message through Facebook. You can email me at melissaoatman77@gmail.com. You can shoot me a text at my phone number, and that, of course, is also on my website. So thank you guys. I look forward to hearing from you all, seeing you guys all again on the Facebook Lives. Have an awesome day, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.